Verkhoplut. It's a variety of techniques used on original Ukrainian pieces of clothing. Today, I'm going to teach you the first 5 patterns, typical of such Ukrainian regions as Pokutya, Cherkasy, Horodenka, and Zalishchyky. Hi, and welcome to my channel Ukrainian Hand Embroidery with Yulia. My name is Yulia, and in today's class, you'll learn 5 patterns of Verkhoplut. For your class today, you'll need a piece of cotton fabric, a needle, the pair of scissors, a hoop, and cotton thread. I used DMC. To start making the first stitch, the very basic one, get your thread out in this place, then count 2 threads of weft up. Insert your needle here. Then count 2 warp threads to your left and get your thread out in this place. Now count 2 threads of weft down and insert your needle here. Should look like this. Again, 2 warp threads to your left and get your thread out here. 2 threads of weft up again. And keep moving to the left, this way. Now let's make the final stitch on our left. And then let's start making Verkhoplut itself by moving backwards and inserting the thread underneath each stitch. Let's keep doing this. Okay, that's the first pattern of Verkhoplut. Now let's have a look at the reverse side. Should be like this. The second type of Verkhoplut, I would call it a zigzag. let's make it by getting out our thread through this hole. Count 2 weft threads up and 2 warp threads to the left. The same way we did it in our first stitch, but now we keep moving up. Again, 2 threads of weft up and 2 threads of warp to your left. We are making a triangle, kind of. Now let's get down. This time we count 2 threads of weft down and 2 threads of warp again to your left. 2 threads down and 2 threads to your left. Check that we are staying on the same line. Again, another triangle up. And so on. We are on our left side at the final stitch of our triangle. And then we'll go back by counting 2 threads of warp to our left and inserting our needle through this hole. Now let's get our thread underneath each stitch. Like this. Keep moving. So we have this geometry here. That's our second type of Verkhoplut. On the reverse side, it looks this way. Now, the third type of Verkhoplut, typical for such a region of Ukraine as Pokutya. Let's make the first stitch in a typical way. 2 threads up. Now 2 threads of warp to your left and get your thread out here in this place. 2 threads up, let's keep moving. Now we are on our left side. And we are going backwards, making our Verkhoplut. This way. Now we are on our right side and we'll be heading forward. For our convenience, let's rotate the hoop. We've already got our needle out through this hole. 2 weft threads down. Insert your needle. Now 2 warp threads to our right and get our needle out through this hole. 2 threads up, 2 threads to our right, and 2 threads down. Now we are on our right side and we'll go back this way. We are getting kind of O. Again, here and there. Let's keep making Verkhoplut. That's the reverse. The 4th type of Verkhoplut is typical for such Ukrainian region as Cherkasy and is commonly found on men's shirts, in particular on collars. Let's make our first stitch by counting 2 weft threads up and inserting our needle into this hole. 2 warp threads to our left, 2 weft threads down, 2 warp threads to our left, and now let's start making our first element in this pattern. and 2 warp threads to our right, like this. So this is the way it looks. Now let's count 4 warp threads to our left and get our needle through this hole. 2 weft threads down, 2 threads to our left, up, and now, attention, let's insert our needle, get it through this hole in this place, and we'll start making the second element of our Verkhoplut. It's upside down, kind of. 2 warp threads to our right. So now we've got 2 elements. And let's keep moving to our left side. Now we are on our left side, and let's make the final element in this row. And now let's count 4 warp threads to our left. And get our thread out through this hole. Let's rotate our hoop now. 2 weft threads down, 2 warp threads to our left. And 2 weft threads up and get our needle out here. Now let's move to our right. And we get O. Now let's get our needle through this hole here. Two weft threads up, 2 warp threads to our left, 2 weft threads down, 2 warp threads to our left, And let's get back by making an X this time. Two warp threads to our right. Again, let's make another O. And then we'll make another X. Let's finish our row here by making the final element. And you see we've got a sequence of X's and O's. The reverse side looks this way. And our final Verkhoplut pattern for today is this. It's common for such regions as Horodenka and Zalishchyky, and we are making it this way. Get your thread out through this hole, count 2 weft threads up as usual, insert your needle into this hole, two warp threads to our left, and 2 weft threads down. And this way, let's make the first 4 stitches. Now let's move to our right by making Verkhoplut. And then let's make another 4 stitches. First you have to count 4 warp threads to your left, then insert your needle and make the 4 stitches. Move back. Keep doing this. Now let's go back to the beginning of our row. Get our needle through this hole. And take out your thread. 2 weft threads up, insert the needle. 2 warp threads to the left. And 2 weft threads down. then 2 threads of warp to your left. Get your needle out here, and then let's make the first element in this pattern. Two warp threads to our right. Now let's count 6 warp threads to our left, starting from the left side of our first element, and get our thread out through this hole here. Count 2 threads up, insert our needle, 2 threads to the left, 2 threads down, and again 2 threads to our left. And let's make the next element. Done with our Verkhoplut. Let's have a final look at our Verkhopluts. The first 2 patterns are found in a variety of regions. The third pattern is typical for Pokutya, the fourth for Cherkasy, and the fifth for Horodenka and Zalishchyky. Thanks for being with me today. If you want more videos on Ukrainian embroidery, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification button for more updates. See you next time!